100,000 Christian ambassadors to be ambassadors in their own country for the state of Israel, to defend Israel's brand and to combat anti-Semitism. Now, the beautiful part about this is we're partnering with Blackboard. Blackboard is the largest platform in the world, serving Harvard, Yale, all the major universities. The vice president of Blackboard is here. It's a $2.3 billion company. Would you stand, please? Would you give him a hand? Using adaptive learning technology. So we'll train these wonderful Christian evangelicals so that they can fulfill what I am doing for the state of Israel. Secondly, we're creating FOSI, an online academy to train tens of millions of evangelicals. The power of the evangelical muscle is enormous. It represents almost 1 billion people, but no one ever harnessed it. And we're doing that here. We're creating the first evangelical think tank, the first evangelical research institute, so the state of Israel will know who they are and how they can contribute to the state of Israel. We're, of course, a social network campus and much more. So that's exciting for us. The second thing I want to announce is our Friends of Zion Museum. We are going to build the Donald Trump exhibition. No president in American history has done more for the state of Israel than Donald Trump. The media center is indeed a gift to Israel. You can use it, Ambassador Friedman. You can use it for any event you want for the foreign ministry, etc. Because we are doing this all for Israel. It's all about Israel.
And proving that these are not the people. First of all, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Kakadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutation to all the brothers and a few sisters out there. Onto the like foreigners from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Shalom in Hebrew, which means peace. That proves that what? All these religions, leaders are bought and sold. All these people that's supposed to be of a great stature, that's supposed to teach the gospel, they're all bought and sold. They all bought and sold for the agenda of the small hat wearers. That's all they're there for. Never in your wildest dreams. This proves that these are not the people of the Lord. Why? You may say, according to the scriptures, Israel is going to be the most hated. Okay? The other nations was going to hate us. So how are you going to sit there and have a conference of pastors and saying that, oh, we're going to make sure everybody's teaching the thing. And when our forefathers, matter of fact, let me get that real quick. I don't know what I was going to get, but a lot of things are coming to mind. Nahum. I just don't remember which one it is. I think it's the second chapter. I haven't read it in a long time. Let's see. Hold on. I think it's going. We will serve the Lord. Okay, not Joshua. I want the one in Nahum. Nahum or Ezra. Okay, I did it wrong, so it's not that. Maybe it's the 9th chapter. You know what? 9 is a good one. Like I said, I haven't read it in a while. Nope. That's when he got cursed out. No. Okay. Nahum 1, 3, and about, I want to go to the point. This is when it was rebuilding, when our people went to rebuild the city. All right, I started at 1, 4 and 1. Nahum 4 and 1. But it came to pass that when Sanballat heard that we built the wall, he was wroth and took great indignation and mocked the Jews. And he spake before his brethren in the army of the Samaritan and said, What do these feeble Jews? Will they fortify themselves? Will they sacrifice? Will they make an end in a day? Will they receive the stone out of the heaps of the rubbish which are burnt? I gotta go down. This is gonna be a long one. Verse 6, 5. And they cover not their iniquity, and let not their sin be blotted out. But before thee, for they have provoked thee to anger before the builders. So we built the wall. All the wall was joined together unto the half thereof for the people, and had the mind. But it came to pass when Sanballat and Tobiah and the Arabians and the Amorites and the Ashterites heard that the walls of Jerusalem were made up, and what breaches begun to be stopped, then they were very wroth, and conspired all of them together to come to fight against Jerusalem and to hinder it. Nevertheless, we made our prayer unto our power, and he set a watch against them day and night because of them. And Judah said, The strength of the bearer's burden is decay, and there is much rubbish, so that they were not able to build the wall. And our adversaries said, They shall not know, neither see, till we come in the midst among them and slay them, because of the work to cease. So these are the nations coming together, coming against us. And it came to pass that when the Jews which dwelt by them came and said unto them 10 times, For all places whence shall we return unto us, they will be upon us. Therefore set I the lower places behind the wall, and the higher places I have set the people after their families, and with the sword, their spears, and their bows. I gotta go down. Um, it gotta be Ezra Slakia. I just wanted to straight to the point, but it had to be that one. Hold on. It gotta be Ezra's. So let me go here. Let's see what it says. Commentary. Boom. Nope. All right, let me just go to Ezra. I just don't remember I think it's the 4th chapter as well. Okay. There it is. Slakia. Ezra 4 and 1. It says, Now the adversaries of Judah and Benjamin heard that the children of the captivity built the temple unto the Lord, the power of Israel. Then they came to Zerubbabel, to the chief of the fathers, and said unto them, Let us build with you, for we seek your power as you do, and we do sacrifice unto him since the days of Esh, Esarhaddon, the king of Ashur, which brought us up. But Zerubbabel and Joshua and the rest of the chief of the fathers of Israel said unto them, We have nothing to do with you. Sorry, you have nothing to do with us to build an house unto our power, but we ourselves together we will build unto the Lord Yahweh, the power of Israel, as Cyrus the king of Persia have commanded us, which is ironic. So our forefathers had the intel, the spiritual integrity. It's like, nah, you have nothing to build with us. All right, you have nothing to do with this. This is why, through the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, matter of fact, so I'm going there. Use this one. Those are not the people. Those are clearly not the people, because they need everybody's help to build up this fraudulent third temple that they claim to have made. Matthew 6:17. And Yahushua answered and said unto him, Blessed art thou, Jonah, a son of Simon Bar Jonah, for flesh and blood have not revealed it unto thee, but my Father which is in heaven. I say unto thee, that thou art Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. So the gates of hell is what? All these little these infiltrators, all right? They're all trying to infiltrate the truth. But there was going to be a lineage that was not going to be tampered with. And that same lineage that Zerubbabel, Joshua, and so forth, when they built up the temple, they're like, nah, we don't need you. We don't need help. But then again, how is these people claiming to be the people of the Lord getting every assistance that you could think of? Because they're not the people of the Lord. All right. Here it is. They call America Edom, call America Babylon the Great. You all West call Europe that. They do all these. They say all these things, and yet they still need welfare. They still need assistance. All right. They still need all these aid because they're not the people of the Lord. The Lord is not with them, and they know that. They literally know that. I'm looking for right Matthew 7:14. It says, matter of fact, 13. Enter ye in the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. So now we see, you see with your own eyes with that particular video, the many that
The state of Israel, were up.
the many that be, and look who they training. They training all these church leaders to keep their agenda, all right, to serve those particular people in that particular land. This is the many that be. All right. This is the leading force. This is why it says in let me get this real quick. I could drop that. I was just trying to prove a point. Romans 13 and I read one. Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there is no power but of the Most High, and the powers that be are ordained of the Most High. Whosoever resisteth the power resisteth the ordinance of the Most High, and and they that resist shall receive themselves damnation. This is why they will use this particular scripture, all right? Because this is the broad way. The broad way is everybody is accepted. The straight and narrow way is that lineage, okay? The same lineage when they came against our forefathers, build it. Now, when I mean our forefathers, Chinitos, Latinos, and Native Americans, we are the biblical Israelites. The lineage that our forefathers rejected the other nations, okay? And you can clearly see that these other nations, the power that be, Ephesians 6 and 12, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against the spiritual wickedness in high places. So these are the individuals that set up these pastors, all right, to ensure that the people remain blinded and serve the self-interest of these small hatters, because they don't want to lose their position. And this is why it's not far-fetched that a lot of our people sold out. All right, that's a proof right there, right then and there. I think they said 1,000 pastors. Even on the YouTube, you have these influencers that are getting paid $7,000 to talk good about those people. So people that's supposed to be holding it down, who's supposed to be separate, who's supposed to be, they don't need the nations. They surely depend on the nations. All right, they surely depend on everybody to help forward their thing. Isaiah 3 and 12 says, "For as for my people, children are the oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they that which lead thee cause thee to err, and destroy thy paths." And you see the hirelings, you see the school of the hirelings. All right, you see the short school of the hirelings, and this proves that all these leaders, all right, if they're not of that lineage, that spiritual lineage, they all compromise. Every last one of them to push the agenda of that small hatters. they deliberately have the minds of the people. Hey, the scripture says what? The earth is given to the hand of the wicked, right? Matter of fact, we get there. Job 9 and 24. It says, "The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?" So the wicked is going to try to maintain their power. The wicked is going to try to enforce their way to everyone. All right. And they're not afraid of anything because they control everything. And that if that don't prove to everybody who controls everything, I don't know what to say. You're delusional. If you believe that these people don't rule the world. All right. Revelation 2 and 9. And trust this word, the way we break it down, is no longer going to be qualified, because they're going to find a way, somehow, some way, to ensure that they can never be talked about. And it says, "I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. I know the blaspheme of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan." All right, so you have people out there that's claiming to be the Lord's people. They don't fit the prophecy. All right, they don't fit not a single prophecy. The only prophecy they fit as being the liars. All right, Revelation 3 and 9. "Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, the chief house of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. And that lie, they have to keep that lie going. All right. And it says, say they are Jews and are not, and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I loved thee. So the world's not going around worshiping their feet. This whole lie is this shit is about to crumble down on them. All right. This whole entire system is about to crumble. And we see it. We clearly see it, man. Esau's at his end. We get one more. What I'm thinking about. Oh, yeah. No, can't get that one. I'm thinking of something. Slakia. You know what? St. John 14 and 30. It says, hereafter I will not talk much with thee, for the prince of this world cometh and have nothing in me. So the prince of this world is the people that rule this world, and they have nothing in the Lord. All right. They don't believe in the Lord. So how are you going to sell the people? They got to maintain and protect these people when they don't even believe in the Messiah. Second Ezra 6 and 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting of the sun of times, and when shall be the end of the first, and the beginning of it that followeth? He said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac and Jacob. When Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the hill of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. All right. It says the hand of the man is betwixt the hill and the hand and the hand. Let me go down to 27. For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth which have been so long without fruit shall be declared. And the fruit is declaring. This is why they have to have people to defend them, to defend that lie. All right? The lie has to be defended. The truth is always going to come out. So they can't stop the truth. No matter what they do, how much people buy off, it's already out there. So that being said, shalom to the elect of the nation Israel. Shalom.